It was Christmas Eve, and Della had only $5 to buy a present for her husband. She had saved every penny she could over the past few months. She bargained hard with the grocer, the butcher, and the milkman. Still, no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't save more than $5. She sat on the couch and cried softly, feeling hopeless. Della wanted to buy something truly special for Jim. Jim was her husband and the love of her life. They lived in a small, simple apartment with little money. Their furniture was old, and the mailbox downstairs still had someone else's name on it. But none of that mattered because they loved each other deeply. Della stared at herself in the mirror, thinking hard. She had two prized possessions in her life. One was her long, beautiful brown hair. The other was Jim's gold pocket watch. The watch had belonged to Jim's father and grandfather before him. Della's hair was so long it reached below her knees. It shone like brown silk and was admired by many. Suddenly, Della had an idea that both scared and excited her. She put on her coat and rushed out into the snowy streets. She went to Madame Safrani's shop, which bought hair. "Will you buy my hair?" Della asked her bravely. The woman examined it and said, $20. Without hesitation, Della agreed and had her hair cut. With the $20 and the $5 she had saved, she had $25. She searched all over the city for the perfect gift. After a long time, she found a beautiful platinum chain. It was simple and elegant, just like Jim. It cost $23, leaving her with only $2. Della was thrilled and rushed home with her gift. At home, she tried to fix her short hair as best she could. She hoped Jim would still find her pretty. She practiced her smile in the mirror nervously. Soon, she heard Jim's footsteps coming up the stairs. When Jim saw her, he stood frozen in surprise. His eyes held a strange, unreadable expression. "Jim, darling, don't be upset," Della said quickly. "I sold my hair to buy you a gift." She handed him the silver chain with excitement. Jim smiled and took something out of his coat pocket. "Here," he said gently, "this is for you." Della opened the package and gasped in surprise. Inside were the beautiful combs she had admired for so long. They were tortoiseshell with lovely jeweled edges. Her eyes filled with tears as she held them. "My hair will grow back," she whispered. "Here's the chain for your watch," she added with a smile. Jim looked at her tenderly and said, "I sold the watch to buy you the combs." They both laughed quietly and sat down together. They had given up their greatest treasures for each other. But in doing so, they had shown the greatest love of all.